Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Buster Show. Today, we're very lucky because we have artist Lexy Panterra in on the show.
Oh,
Lexy, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You said you're in LA right now.
I am in LA. Yes, been here. I wish I was in Miami.
Why do you wish you were in Miami?
So nice there. Oh my God, it's been like the weather, the sun. You can't go to like LA doesn't have like a beach that you want to go to at least. So I want to be by the beach. I want to open up the window with a condo and be like, ah,
You,
LA, you can't get any of that.
do you think there are too many distractions in Miami, though?
I feel like there's only distractions because like if you don't live there, then if you're traveling there, maybe not when you're living there, it might not be as crazy.
Yeah, I feel
I
like
feel like, when you're living somewhere, it's not as crazy as when you're visiting.
totally. No,
Yeah,
you get desensitized to it pretty quickly, no matter where you are or what you're doing. But uh,
probably.
so are you in LA because you're working on new music? I was listening to some of your songs before this. You got some bangers.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I'm here more because I'm preparing for the shows now. So, like the next month or two, or I only have a month. The next month, I have to prepare for this show on the 23rd of July. And I haven't done live performance in so long since, like, I don't know, it's been over a year or so. So now I got to get in the gym. I got to start singing running and singing and like all those things you see in movies.
Are you
I got to start
choreographing
doing that.
your Are you choreographing your performances?
I'm not personally, no. I decided I didn't want to. So my one of my best friends, Jasmine, she's my choreographer. So me and her will go in and we'll probably start Zoom calling really soon and just vibe off each other. Because I mean, yeah, I'm a dancer, but I like to have other people around me bring out their creative stuff. So it'll be a process. It'll be fun though.
That's dope. So
Yeah.
how did you get started? Were you first a dancer? Were you first an artist? Were you first a creator? Where was the beginning and what's sort of the
My
origin?
dog's over here making crazy noises. You're gonna have to travel with me. I have to take this
I
bone
will
away
be
from him.
out.
I have a dog named Nightmare, and sometimes he's an absolute nightmare. So I guess I first started. I've always been in the entertainment space. Period. Like I've always wanted to sing and dance and act and blah blah blah. So I started recording, getting in a girl group when I was like 16 or maybe 17, and then ever since then I always wanted to be I mean, since I was little, I wanted to be a musician, like a singer, no matter what. Like I was trying to be Britney Spears. Like that was my goal. And then it fell into other things, like the whole twerk out thing, like I became popular and like my life shifted in other directions. I was already making music. I was teaching, like doing nothing really. Like my music wasn't picking up or anything. So I was teaching, middle school kids how to dance and like doing all that type of stuff and just hustling out here trying to make money and then dance has always been a passion of mine. So the whole twerk out thing started going crazy viral and classes everywhere and like changed my whole life.
So
And then I got
what
to the
was
point where
that
I was like,
before?
um, what was
What
it?
yeah, what how did the twerk out thing start? And was that yours or was that a bigger movement or what was it? I'm not familiar.
Twerkout, well, if for those of you are listening who don't know, Twerkout is a fitness class that's based around twerking. And in 2014, I decided to do a create a class that actually was called Twerkout. So the word twerkout didn't exist. Like that, it wasn't really a thing.
Got it.
Twerking has always been around. Like people have shaken their ass, all over the place, wherever, whenever. So that's been, for a long time. But the whole fitness aspect of it was new. I kind of introduced that to the world
It's
and it
smart.
picked up really fast and it blew up me and then I got back into the music and I was able to pay my way to do music just like any other struggling artist, you know what I mean? And same thing with now with OnlyFans, it gave me another opportunity to monetize my content so that I can do the things that I love, the music, you know what I mean, as an independent artist. um, and help build out other brands and other artists and come out with my own agency now. And it's built. My life has been great. It's built its way. Um,
That's
my
awesome.
strongest passion is music, though. I've always been releasing music. I have music videos out everywhere. Like I'm going on a mini tour. I'm excited. I have a lot coming up.
I love how excited you are. I
Thank
know
you.
before too, you mentioned, is is this true that you're the number one subscribed person on the OnlyFans platform?
Yeah, it kind of blows my mind, but yes, it's very true. It's kind of crazy.
And you were telling me too that you were doing it before anybody else was. You're only the second person who's ever been on the podcast who has had one. The first person,
Oh,
um, I think she came on like a year ago because I was super
oh,
interested in just sort of the business model and whether it was sustainable for people, just because
a
I'm
year ago. So
curious about
you
everything.
already heard about it and you were already curious
Yeah,
about it a year ago.
and I think she was the number one earner on there until like Cardi B or somebody took it.
Wow. Who was
Um,
the girl?
Jem Wolfie was her name.
Yeah, okay. I've
She's
heard
a
of her.
basketball person. So that's how we were connected.
Um,
But um,
I heard about her.
it's
Yeah, I mean, there's
it's an
different,
insane thing. Yeah, it sort
it's
of
an insane thing.
democratizes that whole world in a way that I have always been a fan of how the internet democratizes everything, right?
Uh-huh.
Even use a show like this as an example. Otherwise, you know, you would need a whole studio, you would need a whole team, and
Oh, it takes too much.
you
It's
would
too
need a
much
network
money.
for it to live on. Whereas now, you can do it on Zoom.
So
We're doing
easy.
right now, and I think that it's true in every sector. It was just a matter of time to democratize it all, and
Damn.
you
It
know,
made us be able to monetize very easy and with little money spent. That's crazy. That's what you want to do. That's the goal here. Like with any business. And I just decided, yeah, I was on it like a year ago. That's kind of, well, in April. I joined April. So it's been a little bit over a year, but I saw it and I was like, whoa, like I can take this far. Like I can help other people monetize their content, which I'm doing now through the real agency that I created, where we help monetize and help build brands on OnlyFans too. Um, it's a whole business. I just saw so much more than what it was looking like, quote unquote looking, whatever, the stigma
right?
of it.
Because there
I just saw
was
money. I was like, how do you make money on this? How do you build your brand off this?
right, because there was a really negative connotation to it,
For sure.
and I think in some ways there still is, but there was a moment even too when I realized, because this basketball league that I do the broadcasting for, it's called the Crew League, and it's rappers and their crews playing 4-on-4
Yeah.
basketball. And I
I don't
saw
know why I don't
and
have
I
one.
and
I
I
need a crew.
you do, and I
The
saw
baddie squad's coming for you hoes.
season one was on OnlyFans, and I was like, huh. So
I think I remember that.
it's really just paid content at the end of the day, and what
Yeah, it
dominates
was just an
the
easy
platform.
platform. Why wouldn't you want to go on a platform that had all these millions, billions of followers already that people knew about, especially men, if that's my demographic. So hello, it would be stupid for me not to get on the app, you know? And
Right.
that's how I felt. I told everybody when I first started, I was like, yo, everyone needs to get on right now. I was telling all my friends, this is exactly what happened with twerk out as well. Everyone was like, like afraid, scared. I don't know. And then they all wish that they had like came across and did it with me, or like, you know what I mean? And they're like, damn, I should have did it earlier. Why didn't I do it? And I'm like, I'm not, I told you so, girl. I'm the always the, you know what? Y'all need to listen to me the first time when I speak, because I never want to say I told you so again. I'm schooling these girls out here. I don't know why they don't listen.
Do you think that the negative connotation has sort of gone away at this point as to where it like was 2 years ago?
It's well, no, I think absolutely, but with brands right now, I think they're a little bit still afraid for some reason. Um, I think they should respect the fact that it's like you can take it really far, and it's not just some, I don't know, well, sex content platform that people think it is. There's so much more on it. And now that Cardi B's on it and Bad Baby and all these mainstream people, now it's like, what is it? It's normal. I feel like it's so normal now.
People are making millions of dollars on it. Like it's actually
Yeah, they
insane.
are.
Um,
Yeah.
do you think that there's a long lifespan? Like it just in nature seems like it would be
Mhm.
very hard to do that for more than a couple months. Is that true?
No, I mean, I've been on it for a year. It's been pretty consistent for me, like for me, but also we've been in quarantine. So yes, I think that that definitely affects the social media use of everybody. So I don't know, I don't know. But what I do know is we'll ride it out until the wheels fall off.
Yeah,
Get that money, honey. And then I'm always the one that jumps on other things. So if there's something else that comes up, I'm probably gonna be like, oh, like this is the next wave, this is the move, like let's get on it. I'm not worried. Something always God always has my back when it comes to stuff like that.
you seem like you're naturally an early adopter to new platforms. Is that something
I don't know why.
you're
I
always
feel like I'm too early sometimes. Ugh,
there's no such thing as too early, but
my dog's getting nightmare. Come here, nightmare. Come here. He's trying to get into the trash can. He's so sneaky. I have a golden doodle. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here.
do we
He's
get a
eight.
hello from your dog?
Yeah, yeah. He's 8 months. Okay. And he's like a fucking beast.
Only 8 months old? Wow.
He might be
Hello.
about nine. He might, oh, wait. He might be about 9 months. He might be about 9 months now. But look at him. He's a big boy.
Wow.
Oh, he's a baby.
Huge
He's a
for nine
baby.
months old.
Okay, go. Okay.
Crazy.
He's getting so big. He's just dominant. Nightmare, sit,
Looking
sit,
looking like Chewbacca.
down, down. Good boy. Stay. He's trained. Don't get it twisted. I spent a lot of money trying to train him. But
Wow.
he's still bad. He's still so bad. It's like I have a freaking child. I don't have any children, but like I'm learning what it's like. I'm like, this is a lot. I can't even take care of a dog. I'm like, I'm too busy for this.
That's funny.
But I love him. He's worth it.
So in terms of the platforms, how big do you think social is now in terms of making artists popular? Do you think
Huge.
that
What? It's
do you
the
think
it's
that
the
it's
only
even
thing.
possible without?
Yes, it's possible. Well, no. No. It is what it's making celebrities. It's making stars. There's no like label that's making a superstar at the moment. I feel like it's literally always just viral moments. And whoever's keeping up with the momentum and working and actually has a vision and brand, those are the ones that are going to stick around.
Do you think that in a few years every artist will be independent because of social media?
Probably. That's actually an interesting concept. I've been independent my whole career. Um, but I've always had to say so. Like I do what I want. So I feel like I'm probably happier than most people in a record label deal. And I think it's giving a lot of opportunities for everyone. Yeah, there's a lot of talent out there. There's room for people. There's room for more than 40 people on the goddamn top 40 playlists 24/7. So I think it's just giving us opportunity to really showcase people's talent and room for more people. I think it's great.
Right. There are way more stars than there have ever been.
Yes,
It's not
very true.
even close because if your stuff is good, the people will find it. It's not like back in the day where there are 7 stations and 3 bands.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, I was like, how did people like do it without social media
You
where
had
they
you
they
had
were
to be
they were
chosen.
performing all the time 24/7 on the road, like they were in every city every night. um I was like, damn, we need to do that. Let's do that.
Well, yeah, and it was also a matter of all of the eyes were concentrated on fewer things. So think like the same amount of people that watch the Super Bowl now watched the Beatles when they were on, Johnny Carson, who was a late night show, right? So
That's crazy.
it was like those performances were like mini Super Bowls. And that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, more people watch, you know, just a random podcast than the Oscars or the Grammys.
That's crazy.
And
One person too. People are getting big.
more people watch, I could name 100 people on TikTok that people watch more often, check in every day, that those stations can't. And I think that only pushes sort of what we were talking about with, where'd you go? Can you hear me?
Sorry, 1 second. I'm getting water. Oh my God, I'm back. Okay. These allergies are whooping my ass.
Damn.
Oh, they're whooping my ass. I
You
think in the
sound
valley it gets
fine.
worse. Ah, thanks. No, I'm starting to get like a nose cold,
That's no good.
unfortunately.
At least
I
we're
know. I'm like, not right
finally,
now. Not when I have these damn performances coming up. This needs to disappear like now.
yeah,
I'm gonna
at
have to
least
shove ginger down my throat.
that can help. At least now
It
though,
will.
if you sneeze or cough in public, people don't look at you like you're about to kill them.
That's very true. It has changed. It has changed. I walked into a store the other day without the mask. I was like, oh. I was like, are people looking at me like, what are people like thinking? It was just such a weird feeling, you know? I was
So
like, I
crazy.
feel exposed. I kind of want to keep wearing it because I like to put my logo and stuff on it. So I like to wear it. I'm like, now people are going to be wearing it in and out whenever they want, which is going to be hilarious. To be like, why are they still wearing that mask? Like, are they wearing a mask? Well, I wonder why. Like, are they sick? Or are they like promoting something on their mask? Or is it like a fashion
You
statement?
know,
Like, what is it?
I actually loved wearing masks when it was cold outside
It was
because
a good, well, I think people are going to be doing that now.
I think so
I
too.
think it's
Winter in
going
New
to be
York,
a thing.
I will wear a mask by choice, fully vaccinated and wearing a mask because my face is cold.
No,
And
in
that
Japan they do. In Korea, I mean, I went to Korea right before COVID and stuff, and they were already wearing masks. But I think it's because like pollution's bad, and
it's because of
I
air
also
pollution
think,
there, not because
yeah, and the pollen.
of
Yeah, I think it was like some sort of pollen there or something. But it looked cool. I was wearing a mask over there for no. I was just like, I'm gonna wear one too. So I was already preparing for the COVID. Ah, terrible.
where's your favorite place you've traveled in the last few years, COVID aside?
Um, mm, I'm like, where have I been? Jamaica. Oh, that was amazing. I loved Jamaica. It
Jamaica
was
sounds
honestly
great.
heaven. It was heaven. I was waking up to like tropical fruit everywhere. I was just like a goddess in heaven. It was nice. The water was nice. The vibes, the sun, the Miami. Like I said, I want to be by the sun, the water, and LA is not giving it to me. I'm sad about it.
Santa Monica is not that bad for that.
No one wants to get in the water. The problem is our oceans are too freezing. They're not, they're like gross. They're dark and polluted. It's not very warm. It's just like, it's actually freezing. And no one wants to go in. You have to go somewhere else, like towards, like maybe like towards San Diego, I think. I don't
San
really go in
Diego
the
is a
water
little,
over there either.
if you're looking for clear water, then San Diego is a little bit better.
Or
Um,
like Santa Barbara. Oh.
yeah, lower you go, the better.
Hawaii. Oh, I went to Hawaii recently. Oh, again, I haven't been in like 2 years. It was really great.
Really, that's somewhere where
Mm.
I have on my list for the next year.
Oh, you gotta do a van. You rent like a van for like a certain amount of time and live out of the van. It
Really?
was amazing. Oh yeah, it was fun. It was so fun. I was like, we're moving here. Every time I go somewhere, I'm like, I'm moving here. It doesn't happen. I'm stuck in LA. Everything's in LA. The business is in LA. The music's in LA. Acting's in LA. What am I gonna do? It's like a love-hate relationship here. It's like pulling me. I'm like, I want to live on the fucking sand, but I want to be a superstar. I don't know how we're gonna do the two. Like,
No, I hear you.
it's
It's
not gonna
very,
work.
yeah, that's how I'd always felt about New York too. But I love everything about New
Mm,
York. And I also don't like I love people, but I don't love like I love most people. But the thing about New York too is you can get away, like pop out to Connecticut or upstate,
yeah,
things like that.
that's true.
Yeah, I
It's
love
very
it.
true.
So what are you focused on right now? I feel like you're a lot more entrepreneurial than people even might know.
I'm
Um,
way too entrepreneurial. It gets me in trouble and it gives me a headache. I wish I was
how
like
does it
less.
get you in trouble?
I'm always coming up with too many ideas, too many creative things. I want to get it done. I have a team, which is amazing. Like I've consolidated a team around me that I love, and that are really great, supportive. But it's hard because I have so many things that I want to do. Just money making, not even money. It all stems from being creative first. I'm like, I have an idea and try to get that done. But there's a million of them. It's hard. And it just takes a lot of your mind, you know what I mean? Like going to sleep at night, you're thinking about it all the time, like things like that happen. So I try to space it out. I'm really just trying to focus on the music right now, these music videos. I have a song coming out really soon with Trina. We did a music video in Miami. It's a turned up record. I'm kind of introducing my Lexy Panterra side, which is like the softer, like R&B side to me because I love
Nice.
R&B. So I'm starting to release more of that now. And then I have my Virgin Lex side, which is like, the bad bitch side, the rapper side, the one that likes to talk shit side. So those are the two things you'll see from me this next year. And I'll be performing live on the 23rd in July in Ontario, Los Angeles, California. Um, Biggest show I've ever done, 10,000 people. The Baby, Ray Shremmerd, Rick Ross, Jack Harlow, like crazy lineup. I'm blessed to be there. And I can't wait to show people what I have to offer and get booked more. So I'm really excited.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Thank you.
Jack's a really good dude too.
I
Definitely.
can't wait. And I hope I get to meet him because I'm a super big fan. He's really talented.
Yeah, he's awesome. Um,
Yeah.
that's super exciting. 10,000 people, huh?
I'm like nervous, like being quarantined to 10,000 people. I'm like, oh my God. And like I said, it's been a while. Like I'm a dancer, so I got to dance and I got to sing. And, it just everything has to be on point. So I'm preparing for that. And I just want to lose myself on stage and have fun.
It's so funny how that is though, because you'll have millions of followers on social media, but then a couple of hundred people. Like even when I'll speak at like business conferences, you know,
Mhm.
200 people there. I'm more I'm either more excited or more nervous. There's some emotion that's more
I
extreme
don't,
than everybody seeing something online. And it's such an interesting dynamic to think about.
because all that energy is in one room. I mean, think about how many souls there are. It's a lot of fucking energy. And yeah,
And it's undivided attention, whereas
they don't know me.
different.
I'm a new artist, so they don't know me. This is where I'm coming in. They're gonna be like, "Who's this bitch on stage? What is she doing? Let's see if
Right.
we like her." That's kind of what we think, right? Like, oh, let's see. And hopefully I capture them and hopefully something catches on, whatever it is, something leaves or takes them home with something in their mind that remembered the stage performance somehow. That's the goal.
So what advice would you tell your younger self if you were to give your younger self some advice on, the entrepreneurial path, the music path, the social media path? What would you tell yourself?
Um, I would probably say to not give a fuck and do what you want to do. Um, which is really that YOLO, like don't care what anyone else says thing. Also, dig into your craft, really learn about it. Every business has a business or has its own thing, right? So you got to really learn about it. So if you want to do this, you got to learn about it. You got to see who's in it, who's writing what they're doing, who's producing. You know what I mean? When it comes to music, there'll be stuff like that. But know who's on the radio, know who the DJs are, all those things that you want to dig in, just like in school when you're going to become a doctor, right? Like, cool, you like music, you love music. Yeah, that was me. I wanted to perform, I like to write. But like you really got to know the business of the craft or the thing that you're going into, because that is really one of the most important parts of anything is the business part. So you got to kind of get your business savvy up, you know?
So how
Even if
did
it's a creative space, even if you're an artist, a painter, like whatever it is, you're gonna need to sell the paintings one day or whatever. So that'd be my advice to myself as well. I've always been a hustler though, don't get it twisted. Always a hustler, but business, I wish I knew a little bit more.
how do you do that? Where did you start to look? What platforms slash resources did you use, or was it more just time?
It was time for me for sure, running into people, learning from people, listening to people. But there are ways. I think it's what we're lucky because we're in like an Instagram stalking world. So like you can find these people, you know what I mean? If you want to know who Rihanna, like if you're a musician, you're a singer, and you come into the game early new, you're learning all these things and you're like, I love this song, Rihanna's song. Who wrote this song? Like, do your research, like, go Wikipedia and see who wrote it, find them on Instagram, see what they're doing. Like, there's so many things you could do now to find these people. Growing up, I didn't have too much of that. I'm a little older than this generation. So I'm like, oh shit, like, I would have been on like search mode, like finding everybody and learning everything. We have YouTube University, like, bro, yeah, and I'm still learning now. I mean,
Did you just
you
refer to
know,
YouTube as YouTube University?
yeah, bro, YouTube University for sure. You can learn anything, anything.
Yeah.
Fuck school. Like, fuck school. Listen,
And
kids,
I think
go to school, but
I
I
think
think
the
there's a
good
lot.
thing about YouTube too
Hmm.
is that you're only going to click on what you're interested in, and people by default will pay more attention to the stuff that they're interested in and more passionate about and retain
Which
more.
is totally fine. Which is totally fine. Dig into that, into what you're into. Yes, I think that's a perfectly healthy way to go about learning.
Are you not, you're not a fan of school?
No, not really. No, I didn't like school at all. I wasn't good at it. I didn't get great grades. I hated tests. I liked more like if I was in a school where we were traveling, like an abroad type of situation and learning experience, I would have learned more from that than what I learned in school. So I tried college too, like for a couple years, didn't like it, hated it, had to leave. I was like, Dad, I'm leaving. I'm not doing school anymore. He's like, my dad didn't graduate. My dad went to a continuation school. So he's a successful guy. Like he makes really good money. And he was like, well, welcome to the full throttle world. And I was like, he was like, what's that mean? Because my dad's a ride, like a bike rider, like a motocross rider. So full throttle is just like going, you know what I mean? And he's like, now you just gotta work your way through life and figure out how you're gonna do it. You're gonna go to school. What are you gonna do? And I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And so I went and I wasn't afraid. I'm just
Makes
going.
sense. No, that's
Hmm.
awesome.
You can't be afraid. You gotta take risks to get better, bigger rewards.
Yeah, you got to fail at things, right?
Absolutely fail. Absolutely. And then it pushes you harder. If you're lucky, hopefully it'll push you harder.
Yeah, or it'll
Hmm.
just teach you, you know, learn from
If you
every.
learn from it, shit, you can learn something a million times and still not not really learn your lesson.
Well, that's
I've done.
definitely true.
I've been there with my relationships. Let's not get into that.
No
That's
question,
a whole nother conversation.
no questions asked. You
Right.
know, it's funny because my opinion on school, what like I didn't go to college, I didn't even apply to college.
Okay.
My junior year of
I
high
don't
school,
even know why I applied.
I I sort of knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I did it. And
Wow.
but like I'm 20 now, so this is only two years ago.
Okay, you're a baby.
But you know, my opinion was that college being for everybody is super overrated, and
Hmm.
it's pretty much the same now. I think for specific majors, for specific careers, it still makes a
For sure.
ton of sense,
Absolutely.
and you have to
Absolutely.
do
But
it.
don't be afraid if you're in the space where you really know you don't need college. Don't be afraid to just like go out ASAP. Like, I don't care how old you are. Like, get into that business and if that's where you want to be, like, dig in. That's crazy. I didn't know you're 20. That's insane. So, that's congratulations. That's really, really fucking awesome.
Thanks.
You're in
you know
such a good spot. That's amazing.
I
I
think
mean, my boyfriend, he started doing YouTube at 15 years old. I didn't get on YouTube till way later. And I'm like, whoa, you've been doing it for already 15 years. That's crazy. Like to have that early mindset of like that work ethic and like jumping on YouTube, I'm gonna do videos, I'm gonna do this and get paid for it at 15. Like, especially when it wasn't a thing. Right now it's easier, you know what I mean? It's everything. But back then it wasn't. I'm shocked.
and I'm
I'm
sure there
shocked.
was a lot of fun involved in that for him too, right?
It was just for fun. he was like, oh, maybe our family can watch these videos. Let's put them on YouTube so we can share them with our family. And then like they blow up and millions of people start watching you. It's insane.
That's the best way though. If you're actually
Yeah,
passionate about
for
it,
sure.
love it. So
That's the
much more
perfect
like
way. That's the perfect way. That's how I did it with the twerking thing, the twerk out. I'm a dancer. I love to dance. I blew up because of something that I was passionate about, that I was vulnerable enough to put out on the internet also, you know? That's another thing.
I can imagine that takes a lot of guts too.
I mean, yeah, the funny thing is I didn't see it as like a sexual thing, which is very funny because it is very sexual. And I just dance and I have fun doing it, right? And it's like a hobby for me. Plus it's challenging. So I always saw it as just fun and everyone just caught on as like, whoa, like mesmerized. And I'm like, oh, it's a thing. That was funny. That was interesting.
That
But your life changes after that. It's crazy.
how so?
I mean, you're just beyond busy, beyond getting popular. People recognize you. You're just like a sensation overnight, kind of. Although you've put in the work a million other ways, you know, it doesn't matter. You're just like boom, and then just overwhelmed with everything that the entertainment and celebrity world has to offer.
Now, there are a lot of good things that come with that, but
Mhm.
obviously things on both ends of the spectrum. How do you sort of try to stay grounded in all of that, chaos? Because especially with social media, like you got to block out most of what, is on there.
Yeah, well, I have a good team that helps me with it, and I feel like I have good friends that are like from high school that are still around and solid. Like,
That's
you know,
nice.
I keep my team pretty solid, and um, I have my home base in LA. You know, my dog. I have my normal things that keep me really, really grounded, and I travel a lot. My life is on the road. It's very hectic, fucking um, sleepless nights, but very fun and exciting. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else. Um, but so I guess I'm just humble, and I'm grateful and blessed to have it. So that's what keeps me humble. Because I grew up with I didn't have this shit. I didn't have any of it. So I always remember that I didn't have that, you
That's
know.
good.
But I'm a hustler and I like to work and I like to expand and I like to build empire. So like the contentness, I'm never really content, but I'm happy. So I'm happy that I'm happy.
That's good. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
It is so important to, you mentioned like looking back as well, to zoom out every once in a while, because, week to
Hmm.
week, it's all like, anybody who is in, sort of the entertainment world. I think even most worlds, to be honest, can never be content with anything that they're doing. Otherwise, that's where you get stagnant, right? And that's where you
Yeah.
complacent in a sense. So,
Hmm.
but
Some
equally,
people are okay with it. Entertainment people mostly are not. We're always the go getters. We're always the keep going.
right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
because, there's a classic saying like, the quicker that you rise, the harder you fall. And, I think that is something that we see every week on new platforms like TikTok, for example.
Mm-hmm.
You have somebody who can get 1 million followers overnight, and then
That's insane.
and then, disappeared 2 months later. Like it's
Well,
this.
you have memes. Imagine being a meme. Imagine being one meme and going viral and crazy, and everyone knows you. And you're just like, damn, what do I do now? You're like, oh, but I'm a doctor. I don't know. It's crazy. It's insane how the internet works right now. It's pretty wild, and it's fun and exciting because there's so much room for like new shit, just expansion, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Definitely a lot of
I
room.
hope we get more into the VR space. I hope we get more into the realistic, like, you know, that type of world. That would be cool.
That's where social's going.
The goggles and
Yeah, I
yeah.
use my Oculus 2 almost every day. It's how I look
Do
at.
you really?
Yeah, I'm really big into like sports cards and things like that, as you can see behind.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's where I shop for them in VR every day.
Wow.
And I
I
see
have a
you too. It's gonna happen. Like the way the next level of social is 360 video VR.
That'd be sick. Twerk videos, VR baby, coming for you.
I can't
You
imagine.
guys won't be able to. You can't. You get all the guys and be like, "Whoa, I can't handle it."
Literally,
You
that's
said
what
baseball
is gonna
cards. Let me show off real quick. My grandpa played for the Kansas City Royals back
really.
in the day, and then my brother also he got drafted. So he went to Washington UW, and he got drafted onto the Eagles the year that they won the Super Bowl. How lit was that?
Oh, in football, amazing.
Yeah, football. He got drafted. I was like, damn, he got the ring and everything.
He got the
So
ring.
like we have a couple, yeah, he got the ring, yeah. We have a couple athletes in the family.
That's super cool.
I was a cheerleader. I was a dancer.
Hey,
Actually, I
I
played baseball when I was younger and basketball, but I was not good at it. But I wanted to and I tried.
I'm on the same page with you. I tried out for my team sophomore year. They were like, no. So I started broadcasting instead, and that's why I'm doing what I'm
Look at
doing.
you
So,
now. Damn,
no, but
that's
it was really
crazy.
funny because I didn't make the JV team as a sophomore. So instead, I started broadcasting the girls' JV field hockey games on local radio, and then slowly like worked my way up to be
Wow,
like,
the girls. Look
yeah.
at you. That was a good one. That's a good come up. That reminds me of just like stories of like grinding, like and not making it, right? Like right before workout started and popped off, I tried out for I wanted to work at Equinox because I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna be a trainer. My music's not working out. I'm struggling. I'm upset. Like, what am I gonna do? So I went to Equinox. I was like, I'm gonna work at the high end, the most high end gym. Fuck it, Equinox. And I went in. I did I call it audition interview. It's an interview, and like they didn't pick me, and I was so upset. I was like, what? Like, what am I gonna do? Like, how did they not? What, they didn't like me? Like, what happened? Was I not good enough? I can't train. Like, how am I gonna make money? And then twerk out popped off. It's insane. And then I was like, I'm my own instructor with my own workout class and my own fitness brand. Fuck you guys. That's how it happened. I love those stories though. I love them.
So how did twerk out first pop off? Was it a video or what
I
happened?
just no, it was two things at once. It was a workout class that I created, and my friend Christina Milian, who's a celebrity, she came into class and she loved it so much. So she started posting about it. And it the class started getting big on that end. And just I made it like an Instagram for it and whatever. I started posting on it. And then on the other side, I had a workout video that was just a freestyle video that was going viral because someone did a um what is it called? Like they watch the video while it's playing, like a reaction video,
Yeah.
and it went crazy, like 400 million views. Like it just like
What?
yeah,
400
400 million
views?
views. It just
On what
blew the
platform?
internet
YouTube or Facebook?
on my YouTube video on Facebook. It's on Facebook,
Right. Because videos
and
can't
so
like YouTube videos don't get that many views. That only happens on Facebook.
no, yeah, Facebook. And my video was like about 60 something million views on my YouTube channel.
60
But
million.
but the Facebook was like it was crazy, and then it was wild. I was like, my ass is everywhere. This is not what I
Literally,
expected.
your ass was literally everywhere.
Like, imagine, like I'm over here trying to be a singer, and then suddenly I'm the best twerker in the world. I'm like, interesting. It was definitely a curve. You know what I mean? A big curve in my in my game, but I got lucky. I'm blessed for it.
That's such
I
a
got super
random,
blessed.
that's such a random like turn of events. Like who would have thought, you know?
No, I just and you know what even makes it even more funny is like when I was in high school, like I had no tits, no ass, the shortest, the skinniest, the smallest girl in school. Like your girl had nothing, and so it makes it even more hilarious because I'm like there's no way if you would have been like, hey, little Lexy in high school, like you're about to be twerk queen, bitch. Like no, okay, yeah, haha, like that girl's about to be, not me. Like oh, it's actually comical.
That's how all
Very
those things
powerful.
are, right? Like even
Oh yeah, God's hilarious. What, God has a huge sense of humor. Like he's the funniest thing on the planet.
right, like even I mean, it's all just ridiculous. I can only really use myself as an example because I don't want to speak
Uh-huh.
for anybody
I
else.
love it.
Like, you know, not making the team and then like being around the NBA nonstop. It's like, all right, I'm not playing in the
Yeah,
NBA,
it's
so it's not as
crazy.
extreme,
I
but
know, no, but it is. That is wild. It's wild. We always think that we're into something sometimes and things change, you know. That listen, you can't plan your life out. I'll tell you that. I've learned that one. You can hope for some things, but I don't think, you know, there's a bigger power that has kind of control over everything. Whatever you want to call it, it's there.
yeah,
Hmm.
action definitely creates traction. That's the saying that I love. And it's true. You just got to
Mm.
do anything, right? It doesn't even matter what you
Hmm.
do. You can literally twerk and then get 400 million views. So
I
anything is
know.
possible.
Very true. Just get out there, get active and do something, people. That's what we're here to tell you to do. We're here to motivate.
I think, all in all, that's a really good takeaway. It's like do anything. Better.
Yeah, get in there. At least be active. There's a lot of people that don't have passions, don't have things that they want to do. I can't fucking relate. But if they're happy, if they're content though, listen, you be you, you be happy. That's what I'm about. Happiness over everything. So that's it. That's all I got.
I also think, for people who are trying to discover their passions too, doing things that you don't enjoy is a great way to find out what you do enjoy. Because,
I agree with you.
if you, and even just doing things like on the extreme end of that, like mow lawns if you hate mowing lawns, and then realize that you like doing something else more than that. And then all of a sudden you slowly
That's true.
mentally ratchet your way up to like figuring out what you actually enjoy. And then,
Yeah, it's right.
and
And you might even find something in mowing lawns that you might like. That might not be the specific thing, but yeah, you just listen, you got to go through things to learn about yourself. So get out there, experience, and go through things. That's it.
totally. No, it's anything in today's day and age, social media can amplify. There are people online who have millions of follower communities around the most obscure subjects. I saw a dude on YouTube the other day.
Everyone has their niche.
I saw a dude on YouTube who had 5 million views doing gun ASMR. So he was holding a gun and he was like opening it and cleaning it as ASMR, and it got millions of views. And I was like, you know what? Anything is possible. This dude took his passion for that and turned it into millions of views.
Isn't that
I think we're both good
crazy?
examples of that too. And I think,
Yeah.
um and also not worrying about anything else. Like the only thing that really matters is what you think
YOLO.
today. Like
Well,
back
and your mom and your dad. Your mom and your dad are like, what are you doing?
there.
Those are the only, right? Gosh.
No,
Crazy.
it's super true though. That really is what matters at the end of the day. um
Hmm.
and you just got like before social media, um you wouldn't even know what other people were doing. Like humans didn't
No.
evolve to be conscious of what everybody's doing 24/7. Like that wasn't a thing.
Isn't that wild? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a wild
You would
concept.
only know what people were doing if they told you to your face when you ran into them. People also died at like age
Dang.
40. So,
We have
like
longer lives. That's wild.
if you wanted to know a piece of information, you had to look it up in a book.
I remember that. Damn. Luckily, we're not in there anymore. YOLO. We got Google, bitch.
Shouts out. Yeah, and soon we're gonna have
Shout
just
out to Google.
soon we'll have uh, natural VR and AR integration into daily life. That's gonna be scary
Listen,
though. We're just
there's
gonna
definitely, yeah,
slowly
there's a point.
we're gonna slowly turn into robots, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, there's a point of like, we need to throw this shit out. And then there's a point of like, we're living lavish. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to live lavish, but not be taken over by robots. So, like, if anyone wants to implement, the government wants to come in here and shut shit down, I think something should happen. Because we're not trying to have robots take why would we do that? Why would we even
Because
try to? I don't even know why
capitalism,
we're
that's
trying to do that.
why. Money.
Breaks my heart. I
I think
guess
it's inevitable, but I don't know if it's gonna happen in our lifetimes necessarily.
just
Um,
our children's.
just
Let's not worry about that. Who cares?
just no, but I am really excited for like the ways that it will benefit people's lives and make
There's a lot of good ways it could benefit for sure. That people who
safer
can't do things.
and healthier too. You know, like
Absolutely.
imagine if for people who had like, you know, medical conditions that a glass
Absolutely.
in their eye constantly updated them with their condition, and if anything was
Very,
happening,
very true.
it would notify them what to do and how to.
That's the type of stuff we should be doing, not like, hey, go get me a burger. You know what I mean? Like something's like it needs to be something for a reason, not just because humans are being lazy. That's terrible. We're gonna be Wallies. Is that what it's called? Is that
Well,
what that show is? Wally.
the movie, the Pixar movie,
Mhm. Mhm.
what with
We're
all the
gonna be in
bad
those like,
people in the space,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's us. Hello.
America
Mhm.
or humans?
Humans in general. I think no, maybe just America. I don't know. Maybe just us.
Too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. Um,
Very, very true.
um,
Too
but
much of
yeah,
the baddie universe, though. You see my shirt? You like the Baddie Vibes t-shirt?
what does it mean?
A Baddie Vibe is my first album, and I actually just also came out with a podcast. But
Hey,
it basically
congrats.
a bat. Thank you. A baddie vibe is just like being your own, like confident self. Being confident in your own skin is a baddie. So baddie vibes always.
I think that's
I
super
had to
awesome.
showcase my merch here for you. See.
Amazing. So I think we've talked about pretty much everything. Where can people find you best if they want to follow you on social?
Ooh, socially, Lexy Panterra. That's Lexy with a Y, Pantera with two R's. On Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, definitely on OnlyFans. You'll find music videos, BTS footage, everything and anything over there. It's popping over there. I'm just gonna say no. And then YouTube, to work out with Lexy or Lexy Pantera. You'll find me everywhere. I'm all over the place. And hopefully soon you will find me at a local show.
Awesome. Oh, I lost you there for a sec. Awesome.
Oh, what happened? Oh my God.
You're
Okay,
back.
yes.
You're back now. Well, thank you
Yeah,
so
I'll
much.
see you guys in the crowd. Lester, thank you for having me.
Thank you for doing this, and good luck at your big show coming up.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll talk to you very soon.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Peace.